In this session, I'm going to be discuss the IoT data management and compute stack. Is a parallel session of the functional block. We have seen the simplified architecture. So that three layers we have studied to for layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 of this simplified architecture. The other part, the IoT data management and compute stack. Of course, it is a part of the IoT network architecture design chapter, comes under module 1. I am going to be keeping a session 8, part of the Internet of Things and Application course for the 8th semester. So this session going to be have a milestones. At the outset, we are going to be discuss the IoT data management and computer stack. That is a parallel block for this simplified IoT architecture. At the beginning, we are going to be discuss the fog computing, right? So the fog computing above the edge computing. So we are going to be see some of the characteristics of the fog computing. So related to that data transmission which come from the edge smart objects, so are non-programmable, so little smarter to collect the data. So certain characteristics has to be exhibited by the fog computing phase. Coming to the edge computing phase, which is closely associated with the bottom layer. So their smart devices are there, which are span across the situated as per the orientation of the application decided. So they are ground truth. So they are at the actual place where the project has been going on. So hierarchy of edge, fog and cloud, seen that. So three layers of this simplified IoT architecture. So that is going to be discussed in the subsequent slide in detail. Afterwards, there is a hierarchy going to be discussed with help of the distributed compute and data management. So main aspect is a data management here. So how in the distributed fashion the data going to be managed, so that is going to be see here. So at the end we are going to be summarization in abstract. So all those going to be highlighted in the summary part. Also summary of this chapter, maybe that is a summary of the module also, right? So let me see. We'll begin with this milestones. So before going to be study that fog computing, so the impact we need to be see. We have seen actually in the first chapter that impact means population versus number of devices, right? We can recall that diagram. So the diagram comprises the billions of devices in the y-axis, billions of devices versus population of the globe. So since 2003, what is the population till now? So that is a record. With that record going to be compare with the billions of devices. So number of devices going to involved in a IoT network, right? So let's see, during 2003 that 6.3 billion population, and 2008 6.7, 6.8, by 2020 7.8, right? So this is the population. So how many number of devices involved in the IoT? 2003 started, no? Started. By 2008 it become equivalent to population. So much of billions of devices involved. Within a 2 years you can see within 2 years it reaches the more than 10 billions, almost 13 to 14 billions, whereas the population was 6.894, right? So the full-fledged involvement of this billions of devices, that is smart objects in the edge point, in the edge computing, was we have seen that, right? So those number of the smart objects are engraved, they involved in the IoT network. So continuation of this, right? So we can see that by 2015 it got more than 20 billions, right? So more than 20 billions. So and by 2020 we can see that rapid adoption rate digital infrastructure, there is a 5 times bigger, 5 times that of electricity and telephony. So you might be observed that electricity usage and telephony concepts, so they were very slow, right? Usage of very slow, and development will be very slow. But whereas the IoT is 5 times of that, is a rapid enhancement of usage and involvement of that. So ultimately you can see that things that persons involved, that 50 billion smart objects involved in a IoT architecture. Continuation of this, the presently 14 billions of that smart objects things involved. Cisco predicted 50 billion. Cisco predicted 50 billion. That is a plot here we are saying. But where United Kingdom and some of the research says 100 billions. So this is a impact. This is a impact over the IoT and design of the architecture. This is a OIT of design of the. This is a motivation. This is a impact that influences the impact over the IoT network. Design of selection of the IoT network. So design of the IoT network. That's why we have seen that one MTM architecture from European and all over world contribution by to the second architecture, that IoT WF World Forum, and thirdly we have been discussing, that is a simplified IoT architecture. So in order to study that, we have studied the first pass, that is the computation layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, and the other part, the parallel part, that is data management and compute stack. So in that part, so there is the edge points are producing the data. Then how many edge points are there? So in order to say so this is a impacts we need to be considered. This is a impact. This is a influence. This is the data has a tremendous effect over that IoT network, and that too the so much of activity, so much of smart objects are involved there, and so much of data is coming out from those data objects. That smart objects. So that is a pretext. So that is a background for us here. So let we begin IoT data management and compute stack for the simplified IoT architecture. So in order to say so, one of the important messages, that is a massive scale of IoT network is a fundamentally driving force for the new architectures. So if new architecture is coming in the literature, the two used by the industry people, so that is what we seen in the previous slide, that impacts is driving force. So that impacts is motivate. That impact is brings the various business applications. That is a key message. The scale of IoT network is a fundamentally, it is a that is a flood force, flood and driving force that will be for a new architecture. So essence of the new architecture is a most crucial here. So important that requirement of the new architecture, because of these are the reasons. These are the reasons of several millions of the smart objects have been involving in most of the IoT network. Then new architecture is to be required to scale up or manage that cost, power consumption, and range of data, and that various parameters, throughput and all those. So the plot we seen in the previous case slide tells how the things connected to internet are continuing to grow exponentially, not linearly or not quadrantally, not the any other concept, not any other progress. So exponentially it is increasing, with the prediction by Cisco that by 2020 there will be a more than 50 billion devices. Behind that, UK research has said more than 100 billion devices connected to the IP network, right? So those are all devices are IP enabled, those are devices are smart, so they have a unique ID across the globe, so they can easily contribute. They will produce the data and push the data into in the network. So here, so much of devices are involved. It's clearly traditional information technology network are not ready for this magnitude of network devices. So information technology network may be ready for very few devices, right? So here, see, flooding of the smart devices which want to participate in a network, that is especially IoT network. So this kind of force, this kind of emergency, this kind of essence is not there in the information technology. So that we are seeing in IoT technology, right? However, beyond the network architecture itself, consider that data is generated by these devices, right? So unimaginable, beyond this architecture scope, beyond this architecture scale, right? Tremendous amount of data have been generating from these billions of devices which are going to be participated here. So if number of devices is beyond conventional numbers, guarantee that data generated by these much device must also be serious concern. So those are serious concern, and also that data is important, right? So data is coming in a flood way, so that data we may not be neglect that, right? So in most cases, processing location is outside the smart objects, right? So in most of cases, processing of this data is happen outside the smart objects, which happen in a network gateway, which happen in a router, sorry, it happen in a cloud or data center, right? So that is outside. So natural location for this processing activity is a cloud. Of course, cloud is a major place. So smart objects need to connect the cloud. So processing is centralized. Data processing is centralized, which happen in only data center or in a cloud. So IoT continuation of this, however, the kind of model has limitations. Present model, which is always inherited by IT in IT technology, information technology, but huge number of smart objects have been involved here, so they are proportionately generating a huge amount of data. So that data we need to be it's happen, we observe that is a centralized processing, that is at the cloud center or at the data center. However, this is a limitation, as the data volumes, the variety objects connected to a network, then need for more efficiency increase. In order to increase the efficiency, the processing happen at the cloud, processing happen at the data center, so that may impact, that may hinder the efficiency. So these new requirement include the following. So minimize the latency. Minimize the latency is a amount of time taken to transmit the data to source to destination. So it has to reach the destination, that is a latency. So latency, round trip time should be reduce that. So because this processing at a center at the cloud. So data generated from the smart objects and that has to be travel to the cloud and reach there. So their cloud being busy with the processing, so due to huge number of smart objects are interacting with them, so that obviously latency may be increases. So this latency we need to be decrease. Analyzing data close to device that collected the data can make a difference between averting disaster and cascading system failure. So the disaster and cascading system failure there, so that can make a difference here. So device that collect the data as early as possible, so minimize the latency. So conserving network bandwidth. So bandwidth, so the data travel and reach that bandwidth amount of data travel, so it is not practical to transport a huge amount of data, that is a thousands to hundreds of edge devices, right? Hundreds of thousand, that is thousands to hundreds of thousands of edge, that is thousands to hundreds of thousands of edges devices to cloud. So hundreds of thousands of edges are connected to cloud, so that bandwidth will be bottleneck, the path will be bottleneck, traveling path will be the overloaded. So nor it is necessary because many critical analysis do not require cloud scaling process and storage. Many critical analysis not require a cloud scale processing and storage. Cloud scaling not required here, but without scaling we need to be conserve that reduce that conservation of the bandwidth. So network bandwidth should be consumed unnecessarily, that we need to be save that. Increasing efficiency, local efficiency. So the bottleneck is there in the bandwidth. If latency will be more as IT network suffers, so due to that efficiency will be decreased. So how to improve this efficiency? Collecting and securing a data across the wide geographical area with the different environmental conditions may not be useful. Increasing local efficiency, so that local environment may be changes, so environmental condition may be impact here. So geographical area with the different environmental conditions may not be useful. So secure data we need to be collect, that is across that depends upon the particular environment. Different environment to encourage it is a difficult to manage them. So quantum of data also bring here some questions about the bandwidth management, right? So bandwidth management is also the difficult task. So this is sometimes referred to as a impedance mismatch. So bandwidth path or the line which is traveling the data is a lesser bandwidth, but data objects are smart objects have been producing huge amount of data, so that need to be travel and transfer. So for that the mismatch will be happen, that is impedance. Heaped by IoT system and management applications, ability to deal with the data, so that ability we need to be enhance that to deal such problems. So here simple data management in a traditional information technology system, traditional you can see that. So there is a endpoints are there. So at physical layer, so objects maybe laptops and printers, monitors, mouse and so on, that the displays, right? So you can see in information technology core network, so there is a different topology is exercised. So network will be router, switches, all gateways all will be there, and it go to the cloud where the servers are there. So that going to be reached. So this is a traditional IT system. We have been observed this. So this we can extend as it is, or quite difficult to do so. So that let we see that. So data generated by Internet of Things sensor is one of the single biggest challenge in building an IoT system. So as the billions of sensors, data objects, smart objects generates the data, that is a hard challenge, the prime challenge in building an IoT system for such smart objects. So sensor network, uh, the vast majority of data generated in a unstructured and in the specific format and of very little use on its own. So that heaping the data in a very heterogeneous or in a very speedy way, but that is some of the data is useful, some of the data is not useful. So basically it is a unstructured data. So business productive information can be extracted from this, from raw data via centralized data processing. So data produced collected at the edge point, but the actual relevant information will be bring out or filtered or extracted from these data via centralized data processing. So from edge to cloud, it has to be travel across via some specific protocols, and you have to reach there, and there it analysis happening from that nuggets. So the information will be bring out. So that is a centralized data processing. So this model has visibility over all IoT nodes and can process all the analytics needed today and in the future. So that analytics required in future at the in a more visible way. So data related to problem. So we have said billions of smart objects. Obviously, so they will be generates the huge data. So those data are unstructured. Those data are specific format. So the data are constrained data. So how to make these data useful? So related to them, there is a problems. What are the problems? Let we see. So the bandwidth is a last mile IoT network is a very limited. Bandwidth is limited here, sir, right? So when dealing with thousands of or millions of devices, available bandwidth may be in order tens of kilo bytes per second per device, right? Tens of in order of tens of kilobytes of per second per device. So latency can be very high. It has to travel from smart objects to cloud via this fog computing, and it has to reach and get an acknowledgement. So latency will be very high. Instead of dealing with the latency in terms of millisecond range, so large IoT network often introduce latency of hundreds to 100,000 milliseconds, right? So latency introduce the latency 100 seconds to 1000 milliseconds. So network backhaul from gateway can be unreliable. So that gateway can be unreliable. So often depends on 3G, LTE, or even satellite links. So backhaul links can be also expensive if per byte data usage model is necessary. So per byte data model is necessary, so that can be included here. So volume of data transmitted over a backhaul can be high, and much of data may not really be the interesting. some simple polling message. So simply polling whether you have produced, we have produced, simpling all those. So that is a unwanted data need to be recorded. So that kind of data we need to be filter, that is. So big data is getting bigger. So concept of storing and analyzing the all sensor data in a cloud is impractical. So and also it is not necessary. So this impractical will be will unable to bargain the latency and bandwidth. The sheer volume of this quantum of data generated makes the real-time analysis. So makes the real-time analysis and response to the data almost impossible. So let coming to the fog computing. So the the solution to the challenges mentioned previously is to distribute a data management throughput the IoT system as close to the edge of the that internet protocol network as possible. The best known embodiment of edge services in IoT is a fog computing. So fog computing is a edge is immediate to the edge computing. So any device with a computing, storage, network connectivity can be fog mode. So example, industry controller, switches, routers, servers and gateways. No? So those are situated fog computing. Analyzing IoT data close to where it is collected, reduce the latency. Uploads in terms of gigabytes, right? Uploads the gigabytes of network traffic from the core network and keep sensitive data inside the local network. So this analyzation of IoT data close, so it brings to the very close vicinity. So that is help to reduce the latency. So this huge traffic of core network, there sensitive data inside the local network. Services are typically expert very close to edge device. Services that very close to edge device. So near the edge device are smart objects. So to that the nearby services to be set, sitting at a close to the IoT endpoints as possible. So if it is away from that endpoints, then service may be slow. So the fog node has contextual alertness, right? So it have a alertness, the willingness, contextual alertness of the sensors. It is managing because of the geographical proximity to those sensor. So the proximity of this geographical is because of this contextual alertness. So fog node is able to analyze information from all these sensors and can provide a contextual analysis of the message it is receiving and may decide to send back a concerned information, relevant information over the backhaul network to the cloud. So node is able to analyze this kind of information from the sensors. Coming to the fog computing, so here, so you can see that we have already seen the information technology that layers. So millions of here embedded systems and sensors, low power and low bandwidth. So the yet smart objects are low power, low bandwidth and more power. They are in the constraints in the hostile environment. So those are those are milliseconds, sub-seconds responses will be there. So coming to the fog layer, above this edge layer, we have analysis that tens of thousands of multi-service edges are there. So thousands, tens of thousands of servers, the service edge will be there from above that smart objects. So above that we have that cloud core IP version 6 network enabled. So that is a thousands of backhaul. So transaction response time will be more, that is. So data center or cloud, so hundreds, so data centers clouds will be there. So that is going to be a witness of this fog computing complete IoT relevant networks we are going to be see in this fashion of the most of the layers. So characteristics of the fog computing, uh, the contextual location alertness and low latency. So the latency and alertness is a most important factor. So that is going to be deal by this fog computing, right? So latency you need to be reduced and proper alertness we need to be set. So the fog node is as a close to the IoT endpoint. So this very close to it is a middle layer we have seen above the end layer, so that is a edge point, so as possible to deliver distributed computing. So geographic distribution in sharp contrast to the more centralized cloud, the service and application targeted by the fog nodes demand widely distributed deployments. So deployment near IoT endpoints, fog nodes are typically deployed in the presence of large number of IoT endpoints. So deployment near IoT endpoints, that is also if large numbers of IoT endpoints are there, so the proper deployment will be required. It's typical, the meter deployment often see 3000 to 4000 nodes, gateway router, which also function as a fog computing nodes. So the several nodes will be there, several meters will be there, relevant to that fog computing. So wireless communication between fog and IoT endpoints, so that is also important. So though it is possible to connect wired nodes, the advantage of fogs are greatest when dealing with a large number of endpoints, and wireless access is the easiest way to achieve this, right? So real-time interaction is also one of the major characteristic of the fog computing. So in order to do so, so that latency may be improved and bandwidth may be properly, bottleneck may not happening. Importing important fog applications involve real-time interactions rather than the batch processing, which is information technology for fog. So pre-processing of data in a fog nodes, which permits the top layer application to execute the batch processing on the subset of the data. So pre-processing can be allowed with the batch processing by the top layer, so subset of the data. So that can be performed in a back place, that is. So that is a characteristic of the fog computing. Coming to the edge computing, so several industry employed this edge computing layer. So it contribute to develop a distributed application and analytics tools are being hosted in any accelerating phase, right? So that the accelerating phase hosted here, that the analytic tools. So the natural place for fog node is a in the network device. It sits proximity to the IoT endpoints. These nodes are typically spread throughout the IoT networks. So that fog nodes are sit close to endpoints and spread across the network. So device and sensors oftenly have constrained resource, especially sensors are constrained resource. However, as compute capability increase, it need to be increased their computing capability. Some new class of IoT endpoints have enough compute skill to perform at least low level analytics and filtering to make a basic decisions. So that endpoints have a little skill of this computation. If so, then the low level data can be filtered, can be remove some of the redundant or unwanted. So in such a way, Example we can remember here, a water sensor on a fire hydrant node at a edge layer. Fire hydrant node at a edge layer for the water sensor, while fog node sitting on the electrical pole. Fog node at electric pole, that edge node at a fire hydrant. In the distribution network may have an excellent view of all fire hydrants in a local area. So distribution network may have an excellent the observation of all the fire hydrants in a local area. So a node on each fire hydrant would have clear view of water pressure drops. Water pressure drops here, so that the fire hydrant at the edge layer, so they have clear idea about this water pressure drop on its own line, would be able to quickly makes an alert of localized problem. So this pressure drops, pressure drops, so it quickly sent an alarm to the local, we quickly make an alarm to local problem. So this is a, so edge points become little smarter, so that they can every aspects rather sending to the cloud or data center, there at the local place it can be solved to certain extent, so that they can take an action. So that kind of smartness they want to build, that is a edge computing can able to do so. Then these are all what are the problems we have seen, that the latency problem and efficiency and throughput and all those that can be overcome to the little extent. So rather sending all the data to central where that cloud where it performing, it takes time and travel time, and it more latency will be there. So to certain extent it may possible to reduce and solve it at the local place too. So continuation of this, fog node would have an wider view and would be able to ascertain whether the problem was more than just localized but was affected the entire area. If it is a local problem, it is able to solve there, it is quite good. If it is not solved and it creating a problem to the entire network, then it is a addressable issue, right? So that should not become wider. So in that case we can see example, the smart meter, edge compute capable meters are able to communicate with each other. The meters have a node, so at the edge they can speak, they can dialogue with the neighboring meter and other meter to share the information on all subset of electrical distributing grid to monitor localized problem power quality. So monitor the local problem consumption. They can inform a fog node of events pertain to only tiny sections of grid. So only small part of the problem, that local problem is possible to solve, then it may not going to be maybe improve or become bigger problem. So models helps ensure highest quality of power delivery to customer. So the highest delivery, that is. So let's see that hierarchy of the edge, fog and cloud. So here notice that hierarchical organization of network, computes and data storage resource. So at each stage data heaped, analyzed and reflected to when necessary according to capability of a resource at each layer. So some layer the resource have more capable and less capable, so depends on their capability, a resource can be given answer to them. As the data needs to be sent to the cloud, the latency becomes higher. So cloud, we are sending to cloud from the edge points, so latency become higher because traffic density will be there. Edge and fog thus require a abstraction layer which allows the application to communicate with one another at their local level. So rather going to the cloud, so abstraction layer says, so expose a common set of APIs for monitoring, provisioning and controlling the physical resource in the standardized way. So it requires approach tricks to support virtualization. So that is one way. With the ability to run multiple operating systems or service container on a physical device. So multiple operating systems should be run on each physical devices to support a multi-tenancy and application consistency across the IoT system. So in order to boost this multi-tenancy and consistency across the IoT network, so the multiple OS are going to be load, so that also helps to create a virtualization. So continuation of this, so we are seeing that one of that the distributed compute and data management. So we have a edge layer, embedded system and sensors, vehicles, machines, so on that. There is a endpoint application A and application B. So apps are there, operating system are there, virtual machines are there. That due to this multiple OS, then virtualization will be created and they can see the copy of the data. So fog computing layer, that multi-service edge gateway. So multiple the applications, those parks are will be there here. So connected the virtual machines, and the cloud layer where data center is happening. So that also database will be maintained. So this virtual monitor will be there, and application B core and B cloud, right? So the this entire structure tells about distributed computing, data management, especially with help of this fog, cloud and the edge layers. So the latency will be, if you go towards the cloud, it is very high. So latency will be very less coming down to the edge layer, because they are themselves generating and they are able to certain level to filter them. They are able to remove some of the unwanted and redundant data. So the as much as the edges are become smart, and the latency going to be decreases. So that is a point behind that the latency decreases will be a beneficiary for this IoT network. From an architectural standpoint, so architectural standpoint, fog nodes close to edge, right? Edge network. So fog nodes closest to the edge network, which receives the data from the device, no device. So that architectural point of view, fog nodes should be close to the edge nodes, right? Edge that is a ground devices are there. If fog IoT applications then directs different types of data, the optimal place for the analysis. So different types of data are optimal place for the analysis. So most time sensitive data is analyzed on the edge. So the time based on the time sensitive. So within a second, within a fraction of a second, they have to be reached for the decision. So if delay, then no use of data. The next chunk of data we need to be asked. So next the next interval of data we need to be expect. So that's why, so the data are time sensitive. Such data have to be processed at the edge. That's the most which are close to the node fog, closest to the things generating the data. So data that can be wait seconds or minute for action is passed along with the aggregation node for any analysis of action. So the data can wait, no? The data can be keep a certain time. Such one we can be passed along the aggregation nodes to for analysis at the further action at the fog or at the cloud. So the data is also less time sensitive. In such case, to the cloud for historical analysis. So big data analytics, long-term storage, so that can be take over that. So the data may not be time sensitive. Since such data we can send for the cloud where the data center is there, right? So for example, thousands or hundreds of thousands of fog nodes might be send periodic summaries of data to the cloud for historical analysis and storage. So if they are not data time sensitive, such data we can send to there. So those are have huge amount of data, thousands of hundreds of thousands of fog nodes are there. So after that we can see the inference what we observation made from this data management and compute stack as a parallel phase of this simplified IoT architecture. So when architecting an IoT, you are going to be devise an architecture for particular IoT. There is a need to take care amount of data to be analyzed. What amount of data is need to be analyzed. So based on that we can decide the IoT architecture. So time sensitive or not time sensitive, right? So volume of data, and among that certain data is time sensitive. Such data are going to be play a vital role in selecting an suitable architecture. So that is a inference we can observe. So understanding these factors will help to decide whether cloud computing is enough or edge or fog computing need to be improved the system efficiency. So this will be tells about, so the quantum of effort by edge as well as the fog is a decides here. So data sensitive, different cloud will be required, the different fog will be required. Data is not sensitive, then we can hand out the situation to the cloud, they will make a history analysis, right? So data is huge, the bandwidth will be we need to be increased, so latency will be decreases. So some of the data we have to filter at the local level. So these are all aspects we can keep in mind and while architecting a suitable IoT network for the applications. So coming to the fog computing speed up, that the fog computing accelerate the awareness and response to events by removing a round trip to the cloud for analysis. So that the edge one generates the data, it's sent to fog and fog sent to the cloud, and round trip delay will be there, latency will be there to cloud for that analysis. So that will be fog computing will be enhanced, it will be increase that awareness. So it avoids the need of for costly bandwidth, need for costly bandwidth addition by the uploading gigabytes of network traffics to core from core network. So gigabyte of networks you are uploading to the core networks, then the become cost bandwidth will be costlier. So that we need to be avoid. So it also protects the sensitive IoT data by analyzing it inside, right? So that edge one looking after all these parameter, computing certain use data which are time sensitive data or unwanted data or redundancy data, such data will be filtered at the edge side itself. So in certain in order to protect them, otherwise it travel across and it has to reach the cloud and it will be latency will be increases, basically bandwidth will be very less and various other problem will be occurred. So that's why protect them, sensitive IoT data need to be analyzed inside itself. So from this point, so you can see that the chapter summary, this second chapter, the IoT architecture and design. So there we seen protocols 1 to 1M2M and IoTWF, that word forum, and simplified IoT architecture. So the requirement of IoT system are driving the new architecture. So requirement of IoT system, current latest or the nowadays coming IoT solutions or the IoT problem, the problems can be solved by IoT, so that driving the new architecture. So that address the scale constraints and data management aspects. So the scaling constraints are there, so power, bandwidth, and the various problems are there. So to address these, many IoT specific require reference model are taken birth, such as 1M2M, IO2WF, and the simplified IoT architecture. Commonality are among interaction of the IoT devices, so network and applications. So here presented the IoT framework with the various reference model which are applicable to specific industry use cases. So specific industry use cases they considered and they designed that. So further specific one we need to be enhance this architecture. So this is a summary of this. So for this we can collected from this following milestones, that recap: fog computing, edge computing, that is IoT data management and compute stack phases, hierarchy of the edge and fog we have seen, distributed computing, data management, and also we have seen some inference, and finally we have seen the summary of this chapter, second chapter, that is the end of the module 1. This is collected from the textbook Haynes, Salguiro, Grastute, and Barton Henry, IoT Fundamentals Network Technology Protocols and Use Cases for the Interest of the Internet of the Things. Second book for the Model 5, and reference book Matseti Baga, Internet of Things, and Raj Kamal have some of the practical case studies. So with this, I thank you for patient listening and shown an interest on IoT data management and compute stack, that is a parallel phase of this simplified architecture, simplified IoT architecture, fixed in it is put it in session 8, that is last session of this chapter as well as the model. So thanks to coordinator, moderator and subjects expert. Thank you.